Hey there, it's Nathan, and I just wanted to kind of talk about comparisons and how it's kind of manifested itself in society today and its effect on those in it. I feel like there's a beneficial amount of comparison that can be had in the world, but today I feel like it's been amplified quite a bit to, some would say, an unhealthy level. So throughout history, humans have always seemed to kind of have an underlying nature about them to compare themselves to others. Whether it be in their home village, where villagers would try to show their worth to others, in their community, going out into the wilds to provide for their village, and then coming back and showing who had the biggest hunt. And then they would be lauded and rewarded if they did. In addition, the villagers themselves would compare themselves to other villages, improving their huts and their infrastructure to compete with their neighboring villages, crafting armaments and weaponry if need be, spears and the like, to defend themselves against opposing factions. So in this sense, there always was kind of a sinister element to competition and comparison if it escalated to the point where these weapons would need to be used. But in general, it helped with improvement and forward progress, as a community was always looking to be up to par with other communities. If there are no other villages to compare themselves with, then there may have been stagnation, stasis, and lack of energy, vigor, lack of vitality. As civilization continued to progress, comparisons were still there, but made in different ways. Like in profession, some people would work at the steel mill, and others would be bankers. Comparisons would be made in financial fortitude, who had the biggest house, who had the nicest car. In a way, it created enjoyment, entertainment, some fun. These comparisons. I feel like everyone has something to be proud of. I mean, a car might be slightly less expensive than another car, but it would still be a nice car. And something to be proud of and show off if that's what you wanted to do. Bankers might show off their finances and their well-to-do work environment, but those at the steel mill could show off their grit and the tough physical work they did day in and day out. However, today I feel like there's an imbalance in certain aspects of living in society, and it's created envy and negative energy. In addition, it's been amplified. So first, I feel like there's an imbalance in a profession nowadays. Many jobs are looked down upon compared to other jobs. When to me, every profession, every job has value. I mean, there may be some rare exceptions, but in general, every job is important and contributes something to the world and society. That's why the job is there. People have different tendencies and attributes that may make them a better fit with different types of professions. And so why is there not balance with the professions? Why are some not as lucrative as others? Why are some professions looked down upon by society when it contributes something to the world and may fit a person's attributes the best? Why do some get more attention from the world, more fame than others, when the level of work, the level of energy may be similar, if not the same? Instead of using mental energy, you may be using physical energy, but the amount of energy may still be the same. As an example, award shows. Why are there televised award shows for only certain professions but not for others? If there was true balance in the world, every major profession would have a televised award show. Because if there isn't, it just breeds envy and a negative emotion and energy toward others. In addition, today comparison has been amplified. And I think the biggest culprit of this is social media. Back in the day, you would just be comparing yourself to those in your village, in your community, or in your town. Now people are comparing themselves to the entire world, with a new expectation to share much of your life with, for many people, practically everyone you've ever known. There's this pressure now to constantly be on top of it, to act like you have your whole life together, to show yourself in the best light possible, to be up to par with others that you see on social media. But, others on social media may be doing the exact same thing, and so all of society is in this sense of falsity, of deceitful embellishment. Most posts nowadays are essentially gloating, boastful in its nature. You post about your great new job, how fantastic your family is, or an edited picture of you looking as nice as possible with an awesome background when you're on some lavish vacation that may happen only once every 5 years. And not only this. Let's say I post something. I post it. Don't even really want to post it, but I feel the societal pressure too, so I post it. It's pretty much boasting. Then people are supposed to like it. So a particular post may make them feel awful, make them feel down about themselves, feel down about their life situation, but they're supposed to look at it and they're supposed to like it. The whole thing just feels twisted. I feel like life can usually be pretty mundane in its actuality on a day-to-day basis. Social media can be a way to inspire you to make your life more interesting, but many people may not have the immediate means to and the overall standard of others on social media may be at a point where it just creates pressure as opposed to positive motivation. The whole time you're on that vacation or new activity, you're thinking about getting a fantastic photo for social media as opposed to enjoying the experience. At times I feel like social media may take a certain kind of mind as well that's more equipped for certain types of content and posting. There's also a sense of assigning value to a number, whether it be through how many friends you have, followers, or how many likes you get on posts. Certain professions may be more affiliated with having a higher numerical value with these things. Does this make other people have less value if these numbers aren't as high, just because you're in another profession that may suit them much better and also contribute the same amount to society? Certain people may have different personality types than others, where they may be more equipped to making lots of friends and getting lots of likes on their posts. Those that have a different personality than this may feel down on themselves when they don't get as many likes or followers, but may contribute just as much to society, just in a different way. In addition, likes can affect how people post. They're thinking about if a particular post is going to get a bunch of likes, as opposed to just posting something that's true to them and more akin with what they actually want to post. I mean, a person can post one sentence on social media just to be sensational and incite some sort of conflict, and this gets millions of likes and attention, whereas someone else will create something from the heart that took them years to complete, and barely any attention is shown to it. In addition, social media and other applications are equating people to a number count, instead of actually considering these people as actual human beings. In addition, I feel like certain social media outlets may breed primal tendencies that have kind of devolved society and how people interact with each other. Most posts are just attacks at one another, just a bunch of people yelling at each other with caps lock on, with no actual civilized, constructive discussion taking place. Other outlets promote radical expression where the main goal is to look as crazy as possible so they can rack up the views and get some semblance of attention and fame. And yet others promote simply taking pictures of yourself with very little or no other attributes, thoughts, or aspects to share apart from maybe adding a fancy quote or a catchy phrase. Having said all this, I will provide some counter-argument and say there are some positive things that can be had with social media. Some of these good things are establishing and maintaining connection with people. It can be depressing to meet someone you're really bonded with, but not be able to see them again due to a variety of situations. Social media can be a way to maintain some kind of connection with these people and perhaps meet again. It can be a great form of artistic expression with a means to share these expressions. It can be a way to grow a business and expand their audience. And there are many creators that have a following that is well-deserved and contribute positively to people and society. And so I feel like there could be some ways to at least improve social media, make it more of a positive experience. I've seen other posts and content that differ from that described above, although it does definitely seem to be more of a rarity. For example, I think adding in the option of not showing the like count is a great addition that can help people be freer with their posting, where there's no pressure to get a high like count, and where some people just may not want to post anything or get involved at all due to potentially having a number that may not be up to par with others they see on the platform. However, I feel like modern day comparison, at least to me, has overall become a negative experience as opposed to it being a means of improvement and progress. People may open these applications daily where they're constantly subjected to potential negative emotions. I feel like it's creating envy and hate among society instead of camaraderie and togetherness. It's interesting how social media has become such a prominent part of society when it actually hasn't really been around that long when compared to our entire history, and also highlights very particular skills that many people may not have a natural inclination for. And so, are there certain aspects of social media and modern day comparison that can be altered? Or, is it just something to accept and come to terms with?